Hey everybody, you're watching Sidestep Adventures. I'm out here with Brian and Cody. We're about to do a little dirt road exploring out here, look for some old home sites and stuff like that. We're on a piece of land that's recently been clear cut. And normally when they harvest all the timber out of the land, it looks all horribly ruined and everything, but it's kind of pretty out here today. I'm going to show you some of it before we get back down some of these trails. As you can see without the trees, you just see the nice rolling land, which looks like fields with plenty of wildflowers growing in them. You can see some over here dying at summer's end. And I don't know how well you can hear it on camera, but you can hear the trees, the leaves rustling in the wind over there. Alright guys, keep your eyes peeled out the window for any old chimneys or stone piles or anything like that. I don't know what's down here, but it's a lot of land.
Look for tree formations that look like old home sites. Frequently you can tell that there used to be a house somewhere just by the trees. Interesting up here.
Yeah, it does. Those trees back there. For an old chimney or something. Is that there's an old rock pile over there around that cedar tree.
It does look like a rock pile.
Let's go take a look. There it is over there. If you can see it on camera. I don't know if it's anything yet. You can take a look and see. Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh.
Yep, we found one.
Human activity.
That's an old bottle too.
Is it?
Check it out.
Oh yeah. Look how small the opening is, and it's not even.
And there, yeah, it's offset. There's no mold mark. That's pretty cool. That's an older bottle. That would have been a nice one to find whole. But I'm willing to bet this was a home site out here.
This thing was under this ground.
Oh yeah. Watch out for snakes. It's snake season. And check this out. I don't know if this was a... oh yeah, this looks like fieldstone you see around foundations a lot.
Foundation or in a chimney? Is it blackened from fire?
It could be. Look at that. That's blackened. I don't know if it's from fire, if that's... Of course, they do burning out here too, so you never know. But yeah, that's this was a home site right here. I mean, man, you'd never know if you didn't know what to look for.
It was the foundation and they just like...
Yeah, like foundation just got bulldozed together or something. Yeah, I don't think it was a chimney pile because all that dirt
these
is in
aren't really
there.
Chimney stones. These are more like something you'll see in a foundation.
Yeah. Man, this is cool. What you got, Cody? Oh, that's pretty rock. Nice, here you go. Let's look around on the ground, see if we see any more glass or anything like that. There's some right there. A little piece of china. Oh, there's a larger one right there too. Check that out. Hey, I've found several large pieces of pottery over here. That's pretty cool, man. I mean, just knowing that where we're standing used to be a home site from the evidence we found around here is just, it's amazing that, you know, 150 years ago or more, people were living here, probably farming the land. And now, if you didn't know what to look for, you'd never know, because this area, I mean, there's no sign other than the rocks and those trees we saw over there. We're going to go over there and take a look in a moment too. So here's something kind of cool right here. I think this is the bottom of a piece of a cast iron pot. That's what I think it is. It's on top of the ground here. So that confirms that this is definitely a home site here. We're going to take a look at the other side of the road and see what we can see. We've got a lot more stones on top of the ground. And of course that could be natural. And probably is, because this is an extremely rocky area. So we're going to look out for any more shards of glass or any other signs of, oh, there's something right there. There's another piece of pottery. I wish it was easy to date this stuff. There's another pile of stones. Oh, check it out. See those lilies up there? If you see those growing wild in the woods, generally that's from an old home site, from around an old home site. And then that rock pile. I wonder if this was the actual site of the home, or if it was another one. Maybe there used to be a little community here. Here's a piece of glass. Well, that's recently broke. So it could have been done while they were working the land out here. There's another piece right there. Cool stuff. We'll keep adventuring and let you know what else we find. We came across this old creek bed in the woods. I was just wondering earlier where the people that lived in the home site that's just back that way, where they would have got their water from. I didn't see any indication of a well or anything, and this was probably the place. It's also where they would have thrown their trash and all their good bottles. So we'll take a look down here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a thing out here.
We've been hiking up this creek bed for a little bit now, and haven't seen any more signs of life. No more broken pieces of glass or any more big stone piles. So we're going to head back to the Jeep and head to another place, see what's up the road. I imagine from what we've seen of the house, if I had to date it, I'd put it pre-Civil War. And it was probably a log cabin with a wood shingle roof. I found a couple square nails on the ground out there too, but from the lack of materials for the house, like tin roofing and everything, I think it was a pretty old structure. So it's pretty cool. I love finding these old home sites, and now maybe you know what to look for if you're driving back roads. We're gonna head back to the Jeep and keep going. So we're back at the right behind the original place where we started, and I found another piece of pottery on the ground, and it just was making me think as I looked at it. For one, it's pretty cool little piece, but that this was something that somebody used 150 years ago in a house that stood right there or over there, somewhere around here. And it's amazing that what was part of someone's daily life is now just a fragment on the ground, forgotten to time.
As it fades into the dust.
Where at?
Right past that tree. It looks like a tree.
Oh, awesome. Let's take a look. All right, so we showed you earlier spotting a home site that was almost completely gone. Now here's the other way to find an old home site and be sure of where you're at. As you can see this old chimney here, which it's hard for me to say how old this is, but I would think at least 150 years. And once again, it's amazing that we are standing on a spot that was once somebody's home and is now just a forgotten old chimney down a back road. So we're going to look around here. You can see pieces of foundation.
There's a double-sided chimney too.
Yeah, it was a double-sided chimney, so it would have been probably in the center of the house.
Room here, room there. We're standing in somebody's house.
Look at these old pieces of metal right here. Oh, see, okay, so that had 10.
That was part of the roof.
Yeah. This old oil can.
Oh, yeah. The only thing you never know about these houses is what happened to them.
Yeah.
Were they torn down? They burned down? If they didn't burn, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's so cool. Look at the big old vines growing up in the center of the chimney. A place that used to keep people warm and safe, and now it's got vines running up through it.
And look at these stones, how flat they are. Like on up there.
Yeah, and look at the old plastering on the wall. Man, this is a pretty cool place.
There's a hole over here.
Yeah, I saw that. I wonder what that hole was for. Cellar holes aren't too common in Georgia. Gotta watch out for snakes. Oh, there's a bottle. Let's see. It's just a new beer bottle. We're gonna give that a second look. There's some kind of decorative tree that was planted in front of the house. That's the other thing I was talking about earlier, spotting stuff because of foliage or plants. Also these large trees around the home site. I know I said we were going to look at that cellar hole, or not cellar hole, but hole over there, but saw some stuff over here. Now it's hard to say whether this came from the owners of the house or whether it was parties that took place here later on. You know what? I bet it burned down because this piece of metal looks burned. Okay. Piece of tin, maybe.
That's happened to so many old houses. Look at these trees.
Yeah, I was just talking about them.
I would wager that this was probably the front of the house.
Yeah.
And these trees, you would walk between them and walk up to the house.
Look at that. I wonder what the purpose of that was. It's not old.
Huh.
It's not old at all. Those are newer nails.
I never
in
know
there.
what people have in mind when they do stuff. But yeah, these trees are like totally, they were front of the house.
I wonder what this was, or if it even has anything to do with the house. Look, this is a sign of some sort. There's more of the roofing. So we can get an idea that this was a newer house, or at least had been updated, versus that other house that we previously looked at. I think it'd probably been updated because of the way that the chimney is made. It looks older to me. As we walk out here, can you just imagine what it must have looked like when that house was new? Whether these were farm fields out here or what. These old downed trees here. Oh, check it out. See, that's why I came to look at the tree. Cool. This old slug plate bottle right here. Of course not intact. When you look for relics, always look in the root balls of a fallen over tree. So this is, like I said, old slug plate bottle. And it says West Point, Georgia, which we're kind of close to West Point right now. It's hard to say what else it said on there. But that's a cool old bottle. I'm going to put it back where it was, where it came from. And that gives us an indication of the house's age too, because that bottle is late 1800s to early 1900s. And look what else we have. Got a Coca-Cola bottle. Of course it's broken. It's a Coca-Cola trademark registered in U.S. Patent Office. Now I don't know my Coke bottles like I should, so let me know about how old that one is. Kind of look around over here, see if we see any more bottles. Then we'll go look in that hole under the house. Oh, sure enough. This must have been their bottle dump over here by this tree. I wonder if we can even get that out. I'm going to work on that bottle for a minute, see if I can get it out without breaking it. Then I'll turn the camera back on. Alright, I got the bottle out. And as you can see, this is a newer bottle. Very new. It's kind of interesting. You've got a very old bottle on one side of the root ball, and then this one on this side. And I wonder if this came... I was trying to determine an age on the bottle. Looking at the bottom, it doesn't look like it was made last year, but maybe 1960s. I'm not good with newer bottles and markings on newer bottles. But I know if it was Duraglass, it would have been 40s and 50s. This one, this could just be a modern bottle. And I should know my modern bottles too, I guess, but I don't. I don't see anything else in the root ball of the tree. I'll look around here some more. See if there's anything that catches my eye. Alright, they only came up with one other bottle. Well, it's over there is this one. This is just another modern bottle. I think this dates back to probably 1950s. If that. So that's cool. We'll go look at the hole in the house. Now, the hole where the foundation was.
I have maybe a little insight.
Yeah?
Well, I remember seeing a long time ago a house near Hamilton that was apparently the oldest house in the county, It was a nice white house, but under the exterior, it was an old log cabin. And if you looked underneath it, there was a big wall, inner wall, that probably was a root cellar. Now, if you imagine this, the chimney's there, the house is here, both sides. You got this square hole. Look how it comes around, like that.
Yeah, and I
there's-
thought of that. It even looks like this could have been steps down into it
Yeah,
or
that's what I
something
was
like
thinking.
that. And cellars are not common in Georgia, but this very well could be one. Just because they're not common doesn't mean that they don't exist.
Right. And see how this is square? I mean, this is clearly squared off,
Oh yeah,
and they could have put their canned goods down here,
yeah, absolutely.
and they could have had a wall around it
Only
at
found,
one time.
only found 3 things of interest.
Yeah, what did you find, Cody?
Well, that one was broken, but I got all the pieces. You know, the pork chop, that, I just threw it out. And this is screw top, but I had the lid on it.
That's a neat little bottle. This was like a flavoring bottle.
All these bottles are screw top, but I just left.
Cool. Cool find. So that does give us some indication that this house was lived in within the last 100 years.
Check this out. There's a slot up there. This is where the mantelpiece would have gone.
Yeah.
Board inserts. But I also found something else.
What'd you find?
Across the road, there's a rock wall terrace over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the land was terraced for where the house is in the yard.
Cool. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. So Brian just found this. It looks kind of like an old 8-track tape, and it's all burned up. So we're definitely finding signs of a fire here.
Either somebody threw it in the fireplace or the house burned down. I'm guessing on the latter.
It also gives us an idea, if this came from the house, of how long ago somebody lived in it.
Now, there's that, which was possibly the septic tank.
Oh no, this is probably a well. This is probably a capped well right here.
See if I can do this without dropping my phone down in here.
Yeah, see if you can get some light down there. Let's look down there.
Yep, look down in there.
Oh yeah, it's an old well, all right.
Yeah, stick that thing down in there.
Yeah, it won't go. That's very cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop my magnet down in there and see if they threw away anything that'll fit through the hole.
It's stagnant. Yep, nothing there.
Rock wall right here.
Yeah, the land was terraced.
There's another old can.
So yeah, they probably lived here until maybe the 60s, 70s.
Yeah, well, let's assume that 8-track came out of there. What 8-track tapes came from, 60s, 70s?
Yeah.
So at least until the 70s.
Pretty neat place.
It's a very cool place. And of course, right out there you can see the lake. That's actually the river, and the river's been dammed, creating this huge lake. So it would have looked totally different out there when this house was originally built. That's cool. A piece of mug or something. All right, I hope you've enjoyed today's video and exploring some of Georgia's back roads and these 2 old home sites. I thought it was really cool, and maybe you know what to look for next time you're out and about and looking for old home sites and stuff. Now, I want to add before we go a couple channel updates. Brian is about to launch a new channel. The last video that went up on our channel, depending on when this video goes up, was called Down the Road with Brian Mallard, and it was a tour of Sumter County, Georgia. So he's going to launch his own channel that is just that sort of series, the Down the Road with Brian Mallard series, the travel series. a little bit different from the Sidestep Adventures. So make sure that you link to his channel. I'll of course drop a link to it. And also, I'm going to launch another channel that's going to be just the car stuff that I've done in the past and what I do moving forward. I'm going to keep the Sidestep Adventure channel, just our adventuring in the South and the Southern Adventure series, and all the car stuff that I've done before, I'm going to move it over to the other channel. So if you're on this channel for the car stuff, make sure you subscribe to the other channel. That one I haven't created it yet, but when I do, I'll create a video introducing it, and you can go subscribe to that one too. That being said, that does not mean I'm going to put the old junkyard videos and when we find old cars in the woods. That'll still go on here, but my personal projects will go over there. But I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It was pretty fun for us. I hope it was fun for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next adventure.